Today, we're diving into one of Germany's most mysterious and chilling unsolved crime cases, the Hinterkaifeck murders, a crime that took place nearly 100 years ago, yet still leaves us with more questions than answers. What happened on that cold March night in 1922? And why has this case haunted investigators, criminologists, and true crime enthusiasts for generations? Hinterkaifeck, a small, isolated farmstead nestled in the woods between the Bavarian towns of Ingolstadt and Schrobenhausen, a place where the silence was broken only by the rhythm of rural life, the clucking of chickens, the lowing of cows, and, in its final days, a growing sense of dread. Andreas Gruber, the patriarch, a stern and weathered man, owned the farm. Living with him were his wife, Cecilia, a woman described as quiet and pious, their widowed daughter, Victoria, a young woman burdened with responsibility, and Victoria's two children, 7-year-old Cecilia, named after her grandmother, and 2-year-old Joseph. A seemingly ordinary family, bound together by blood and the daily grind of farm work. But, as it often happens with true crime, this quiet existence would soon be shattered in the most horrific way. Months before the murders, Andreas Gruber spoke of unsettling discoveries around the farm. Footprints in the snow leading from the forest to the house, but never leading back. He heard strange noises in the attic, the distinct sound of footsteps pacing above. And then, the farmhouse key went missing. He confided his fears to neighbors, but they dismissed them as the ramblings of an old man, perhaps losing his grip on reality. But Gruber was not imagining things. Someone was watching them. In March 1922, the family's maid abruptly quit, claiming the house was haunted. She couldn't explain it, just a feeling of unease, a sense that she was being watched. Her departure left the Grubers short-handed, but they persevered, unaware that their lives were about to be irrevocably shattered. The events of March 31st, 1922, remain shrouded in mystery. No one knows the exact sequence, the precise moments when the horror unfolded, but the most accepted theory paints a grim picture. It is believed that Andreas, Cecilia, and Victoria were lured one by one to the barn under the pretense of checking on something. There, in the dim light, they were ambushed, struck down with a mattock, a tool resembling a pickaxe. The blows were swift and brutal, ending their lives in a flurry of pain and terror. The killer then turned their attention to the house. Young Cecilia and little Joseph, perhaps awakened by the commotion, met a similar, horrifying fate. Their small bodies were discovered in their beds, their lives extinguished by the same merciless hand. The bodies lay undiscovered for 4 days. Neighbors, concerned by the lack of activity at the farm and the absence of the family, finally ventured to Hinterkaifeck. What they found was a scene of unimaginable horror. The bodies in the barn were piled on top of each other, covered in hay. Inside the house, the children lay motionless, their innocent faces frozen in a silent scream. The authorities were immediately notified. Inspector Georg Reingruber and his team arrived to a macabre tableau. The autopsies revealed the extent of the brutality. The victims had suffered multiple blows to the head, each strike delivered with chilling precision. The murder weapon, the mattock, was found at the scene, covered in blood and hair. The investigation was hampered by the farm's isolation and the lack of forensic technology in the 1920s. The footprints Gruber mentioned were examined, but the snow had melted, obscuring any clear tracks. The missing key was never found. The police interviewed countless people, neighbors, former employees, even traveling salesmen who passed through the area. Theories abounded. Was it a disgruntled farmhand seeking revenge? A robber who panicked? A jealous lover? Victoria's husband, Carl Gabriel, was officially declared killed in action during World War I, but rumors persisted that he had survived and returned, driven mad by his experiences. The investigation stretched on for years, with numerous suspects identified and interrogated. Each lead seemed promising at first, only to fade into the same frustrating dead end. The case of the Hinterkaifeck murders became a national obsession, a dark stain on the Bavarian landscape. One of the most enduring theories revolves around Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a neighbor and alleged former lover of Victoria. He was among the first to discover the bodies and displayed a curious behavior at the scene, moving things and seemingly contaminating the crime scene. He also had a history of violence and a reputation for being unscrupulous. Suspicion swirled around him for decades, but he was never officially charged, and he died in 1941, taking whatever secrets he held to the grave. As time passed, the case grew colder. The farm of Hinterkaifeck was eventually demolished, the land plowed over as if to erase the memory of the horror that had unfolded there. But the story lived on, passed down through generations, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. Today, the Hinterkaifeck murders remain one of Germany's most baffling unsolved crimes. The lack of a clear motive, the brutality of the act, and the sheer audacity of the killer continue to haunt investigators and true crime enthusiasts alike. Was it a crime of passion, revenge, or something far more sinister? We may never know the truth. The answers lie buried with the victims, lost in the mists of time. All that remains are the questions, the whispers on the wind, and the enduring mystery of Hinterkaifeck. A mystery that serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of evil. A mystery that echoes through the years. A chilling testament to the fact that some secrets, no matter how hard we try, will forever remain hidden.